Hi, I'm Nina, and I'm here with
Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler.
Is that funny? Is that funny? You're making fun of me already?
No, it was so proper. It's like Michael Chandler. It was just so proper.
That's my name.
It is your name. I don't know. I get on a lot because I laugh at everything, but
okay.
I don't know how. I don't. But it felt like a moment. Didn't it feel?
Yeah, it felt awesome.
Yeah, it felt like
good. It was good.
It felt like you should laugh, like internal laugh there, right? That's what I did, and it felt right. I'm never gonna forget the day you squatted Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my. I saw that, and I was like,
single leg pistol squat.
That's a single leg
pistol squat. Threw him over my head. Yeah.
That was. How do you practice that? How do you prepare
in the
for
gym.
something? But that's like you were in the deepest squat I've ever seen, and you lifted a full grown man.
My butt was on the floor almost, and then my one leg was way out. But I do a lot of pistol squats in the weightlifting gym, so
yeah.
Well,
it paid off.
I got some strong legs.
Yeah, you do.
I've heard.
I saw an interview. I think about this moment for some reason. You did an interview with Bo Nichols, like his podcast, and there was a man behind you that was like laying on the floor.
And the way that I'm treated by the UFC and how I treat them, because I'm a valuable asset and I'm a good employee.
And like sitting in a chair, then laying on the floor. It was so bizarre. It was like at your house, I think.
Really?
Was Bo? Did you have it at the house?
Yeah.
You didn't see it?
There was somebody behind me on the floor?
Please, let me show you. I'd never seen anything like it. He was like laying on your floor.
Sleeping?
No, like, because you have like a tile on the floor.
Yeah.
No, nothing, just bare on the floor.
Just sleeping on the floor.
And he was on his phone the whole time.
Must have been a production guy.
It was just such a strange spot to pick. Like, I feel like the rest of your house was probably like behind the camera was available to him. Look, there was a time in there he is.
I see what you're saying. I didn't realize.
Back there the whole time. No, wait for him to lay down on your floor. Then he was to the side. Oh, we get deep in there.
I have not seen this version.
Look at him. Why is
he's
he
on the floor. Does he know he's on camera?
I don't.
Bo,
like,
what the world, dude?
Dude, there's like 4 chairs back there.
Yeah.
And then look. Then he just scoots back, and then he's stretching.
Oh my gosh! I did not. That's really funny. Did you read the comments? Was there a bunch of people who called him out?
A few people were talking. Yeah.
I mean, he brought like 6 people with him, but I don't know if that dude knew he was on camera.
Obligatory random dude sitting in the background playing on his phone. Dude behind him is texting like, "What in the world?"
I thought you were messing with me this whole time.
No, he's literally just stretching on your. I couldn't stop looking at him.
Yeah, I think he got fired.
Oh no,
that guy got fired for sure. Bo, fire that
guy. Dude, that was. Anyway.
That's really funny.
I don't know if you knew him.
Nobody's brought that up. No,
it
was not me. I live alone down there in Florida. They brought like 6 people, I guess.
I was hyper focused on him the whole time. Okay. How do I phrase this?
Oh boy.
No, this one's not bad. What animal do you think you could fight and win with your bare hands?
Oh man, a lot of them.
Yeah, that's good.
A lot of them for sure. Definitely a lot that I couldn't.
What's like the biggest one?
The biggest one? I don't know. I've always had this, because I do a lot of hiking and stuff. I've always thought like if a mountain lion attacked me.
Oh, like that?
I mean, I wouldn't die for sure. I'm not saying I would win the fight, but I wouldn't die. There's no way a mountain lion would take me out.
So like, would you both be like?
We could both die or wolves, like wolves.
No, wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's always more.
There is always more. I mean, one wolf, me versus one wolf. I don't know. They got skinny little legs.
But they got everything else.
I know, but
Mike.
I feel like I'd be able to break a leg.
A leg? Hold on.
Yeah.
What's that? Who's that man?
Yeah, Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson.
That's
Once
you?
more into the fray. Yes, that's every man's dream.
That's you?
Yeah, women are like, I just want to die peacefully with people that I love, and men are like, no, I want to strap these little mini vodka bottles to my hand, duct tape them.
Yeah, you want to go out,
break them, and go once more into the fray. That's how we want to go out.
Dude, that is so
intense.
intense.
That's how a man's heart is designed.
Perfect segue into my next question. What do you think makes a man soft?
For me, I think it's gratitude. I'm so grateful for what I have. Being able to express your emotions. I mean, it's pretty easy for me because what I do for a living, people know I'm tough. You can Google my name and see how tough I am. So it gives me the leeway to be soft and open. Like yesterday, I cried like three times on an interview. So just part of it.
I love that answer. I meant like soft like a but soft like vulnerable is also really good.
Oh, yeah, vulnerable. Yeah. Well, definitely not soft like a
Gratitude. We love gratitude. We love
soft
being
like a
grateful. Yeah, soft like a bitch.
breaking promises to yourself, doing things you know you're not supposed to do, continuing to not do the right things, that's what makes you soft. Breaking promises to yourself eats into your self-image, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you just constantly keep on doing the wrong thing because you keep breaking promises to yourself. You got to do what you need to do, not what you want to do.
Dude, amen. Michael Chandler.
Stop being soft, boys. We gotta step
stay
up.
hard.
What do you mean by that?
Not
That's
you
what
guys,
David says.
but the guys out there.
Yeah, the guys out there. Like that man laying down on your floor. Stop being soft. Stand up.
That dude was just bored. I mean, you could be the toughest dude in the world, but if you get bored, you're like, screw it, I'm laying here. I'm gonna freaking check my Instagram real quick.
Man, that's a great answer, because my next question is, you're a really great role model. And in the Octagon and out of the Octagon, how do you balance both? Because in the Octagon, you're an absolute lunatic. And I think that's why people love watching you so much, because you have all of the things. You know, you're explosive, you're always exciting to watch, you always know it's going to be a fight. You are in the fray. Like, once the door locks, that's you.
Yeah.
But then outside, it's like, you're so well-spoken. You just listed off a whole bunch of things that make men soft, but like in a amen type of way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where does this, like, what the hell?
I don't know. I just think that's how I was designed. I was designed to live on both ends of the spectrum. Like, on one side, you got the father, the husband, the man with a servant's heart, the man who wants to make a change and help people in this world and serve people. And then on the other side, you've got a guy who is willing to die inside of a cage. I mean, I just train extremely hard. I've got my why very, very clear. I know exactly why I fight. So then inside of the Octagon, I am one guy, and then outside, I'm completely different. And sometimes they overlap and they rub elbows, but overall, I just am who I am, and I don't know how to explain it. I'm just very thankful that I am who I am.
So, speaking on being on both sides of the spectrum, would you be considered non-binary?
Definitely not. I am all that is man. I am all that is man, and I have my chromosomes intact and my brain intact.
Okay.
There's only two genders.
I mean, it's true, and we could say it now and not be chastised
Yeah, we
for
can.
it. All right? Damn, the red wave. This isn't your first time fighting at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I lost 3 times here. Thanks for bringing it up.
I'm sorry, but I was just talking about being in New York for your third time. My bad. I wanted to ask you if you've ever tried the street meat.
I have. I have tried the street meat. Most of the time when I'm here, it's when I'm fighting, so I usually don't.
Yeah.
But I have before. And
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I think the idea of it is not great, but the taste is pretty good. I think it's actually pretty good.
I think a lot of stuff marinates. That's why it has a lot of flavor to
Yeah,
it.
maybe for days. I don't know.
Well, do you intend on eating any street meat while you're out here?
I'm definitely not going to eat street meat.
Okay, perfect, because I saw a video.
Who knows? I might end up eating some street meat. I mean, I'm staying here till Monday, so I got Sunday night. I'll probably hang out, hit the town with some friends. And
It might be
might eat some
late.
street
Might be the only thing around.
well, yeah, that's the problem. It's either pizza or street meat.
I'd stay with
probably do
pizza,
pizza.
because I was going to tell you, a lot of those carts, when they put the carts away at the end of the day, I was watching a video where the rats, they trample, they like consume. You know, ever see World War Z?
Yeah.
When they come over the wall like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the rats do to all of
Yeah.
the carts.
New York is a very interesting place too because I mean there's so much stuff going on. I feel like we're ignoring all the things.
You
We're
have
like,
to.
we're like I don't want to think about that. But I'm gonna eat this and I'm not gonna think about that.
Yeah.
I want to
Like hot dogs.
see hot dogs. Like it's like
Yeah.
we all like them, but we don't really want to know how they're made or what's in them.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's normal for full-grown men to go to Disneyland by themselves?
No, I do not.
Just checking.
Not at all. So, interesting.
Interesting and soft. What are some of your red flags as a person, as Michael Chandler?
Like for people in general.
No, for you. Like,
Oh, my red
when
flags?
someone, like, introspectively, what are some of your red flags?
I don't know. I mean, I have a tendency to do things 100%. I have a tendency to.
It's not a red flag, Michael.
Well, I mean, I don't know what are red flags. I don't think I have
Right.
any red flags.
That's a red flag.
It's a red flag. That's why I said it. Immediately, I was like, "Tell her you don't have any red flags." That's definitely a red flag. I mean, like my faults. Like what?
Yeah, like your faults.
No,
I think
like-
I need to rephrase that question, because every time I ask it, I have to explain it, and I don't think it's not you, it's me.
Yeah. No, it's not. No, it's a great question. But
Thank you.
I think my red flags are that yes, I go I go too hard. I'm a little bit too intense sometimes. I care too much sometimes. And I want and expect so much out of myself that sometimes it manifests itself in the wrong way. And I'm a big time overthinker. You know, we just had a conversation a few minutes ago about how I apologize to people because I'm like, hey, I know I'm cutting weight. Sorry I said this. Sorry I said that. You know, so like I do something in the moment and then I'm introspective about it and realize, okay.
You overthink it.
Sorry,
you apologize.
Thanasis. Had to apologize to him earlier.
He doesn't mean it.
No, it wasn't that.
It's just Michael Chandler.
The good thing is he's like, hey, dude, trust me. You're at like a 1 compared to what I've seen before. I'm like, all right, good.
No, I've only ever heard really nice things about you.
Well, that's a good thing. That's what I'm trying to keep going.
Do you think there should be a promotion that allows you to set up fights with people who troll you on the internet?
Yeah, I mean that would be awesome. Although I enjoy it. I mean it's all part of it, but people know. But there is no consequences. It's like Mike Tyson said. He's like, people have gotten way too comfortable about saying things and not getting punched in the mouth. You know.
Yeah, so comfortable.
Yeah, it's tough, but it's also the world that we live in. So you got to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And I feel sorry for the next generation because it's going to keep getting worse and worse.
I wonder how we stop it. I guess you can't.
You can't. That's why you just got to ignore it, or laugh at it, or enjoy it, and also see it as a blessing.
Like a silver lining.
Like a silver lining. It's great. It's great to have haters. You need haters.
Oh, that's so weird. I have the word silver lining here.
There you go.
Into our next question. What is one thing you were able to take away, like a silver lining, from the last year and a half that has made you a better fighter?
It really made me fall back in love with the sport. I love the sport, but it took a toll on me fighting all the toughest guys, huge fights, title implications, fights of the night, fights of the year, knockout of the year, debut of the year. I got shot out of a cannon, and that's what I asked for. I sat down with Hunter Campbell. I said, I want to fight the best guys right away, and I want to be a great thing for your organization. They obliged, but the sport was taken away from me for about a year and a half. Now we've been pursuing this fight. And I grew as a human. I love this sport, and I'm even more focused now because I do truly believe I beat Charles Oliveira Saturday night. I'm the #1 contender, and I fight Islam or Arman, whoever wins, and I'm UFC champion in 2025.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, let's go.
Dude, the way you talk, like the way,
whisper like that.
yeah, because it's so exciting. It's like the way you talk about, yourself and your achievements. That's something that I don't know how to do that. So I always just say like, oh, I'm an idiot. I don't know how to talk about myself. Mm-hmm. But hearing you talk about yourself with so much like conviction and confidence and having all of the accolades to back it up, it's just so inspiring, and it's like reassuring that you should be able to speak about yourself like this and to exist in a world where you can talk about it and people be like, yeah, good for you. I want to be like that too. Whereas people are like, why do you always talk about yourself? And it's like, because I did that and that's you know?
Yeah, well, and for a long time I didn't, and I've talked about that recently, how I have become somebody that the former me, the old me, would have hated. Mm-hmm. I've become a guy now that when I walk into a room, the old me would be sitting in the corner saying, I don't like that guy. He's too confident. Why is he so sure of himself? Why does he believe in himself so much? And the greatest thing that we can do is love ourselves and believe in ourselves because we were created for a specific purpose. And if you bastardize the blessings that you've been given by pushing yourself down, then really you're not being the light that you're supposed to be to this world. So it's not even about you. Mm-hmm. It's about the onlookers, the people that you're going to rub off on. So I've tried to get better at it, and yes, sometimes it feels a little bit scary or inauthentic because of my actual real self-belief didn't really line up with who I was. But now I'm right where I need to be, and I'm going to smash this dude on Saturday night.
I feel like when you align yourself in that way, the universe blesses you more because it wants you to believe in yourself. And like when you believe in yourself at that capacity, it wants to give you more and more blessings. Because if you don't, then it's like, why do you deserve these blessings if you don't believe that you deserve them?
100%. You have to believe it. And it's completely okay to believe it. And just because there was people like me, the old me, just because there's so many people out there, they just haven't gotten there yet. Like, life is about seasons. Mm-hmm. Life is about constant growth. Life is about getting to the next level. And sometimes people have to get stuck in certain levels, but sometimes you also need to be stuck in certain levels in order to become the man or the woman that you are going to be in the next season. And that's what I've seen my entire life. God's had me in the palm of his hand my entire life, and it wasn't time for me to get to where I needed to be until it is the exact right time, and that's where I feel like I'm at right now.
Amen.
Amen.
What is a habit of yours that drives your family nuts and you just can't change it?
Oh, When I brush my teeth, I make a really loud noise every time.
Oh,
It
great.
like scares my wife every single time. And she's like, oh, they're freaking Danny, or oh, their friends here. Someone just heard you do that.
You got to get it out.
You got to. I mean, it's like the first thing in the morning. You got to clear everything out. You got to get it out of there. You got to and also too, you got to wake yourself up by like a loud something. Like it just gets you going. Whatever nervous system, whatever it is,
Gets everyone
gets you fired up.
going.
And also too, like I'm just a very intense person. Like intense as a human being, but also intense biologically. When I sneeze, like
your whole body.
the third floor will hear it. We're here
Yeah.
almost on the first floor. Like people in the third floor will hear me sneeze because it comes from like the soles of my feet all the way through my soul and then out of
guttural.
my body. It's loud. And like
Yeah.
my wife loves it.
I'm sure she
loves
does.
it. She's like, oh goodness gracious, are you serious? I'm like, babe, that's how it comes out. Sorry.
I mean, imagine holding all that in.
Yeah, no. Well, that's the thing. Well,
You
my
could
son,
actually die.
That's what I told my son Hap that because when he sneezes, he's 7. When he sneezes, he really holds it in, like it feels like his brain's about to explode. I'm like, buddy, just open the mouth, open the airways, just let it out, just throw it 50 feet.
You think that that's true? If you hold it in, your brain could because I thought that.
I don't know, but it sure does feel like it.
I feel like there's something there, like it reverse activates itself.
Yeah, it's like holding a fart in.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't. But I feel like there's like my dad once told me like if you hold your sneezes in, because I have like chronic allergies, so I don't do. Everybody, can you please leave me alone? I just have chronic allergies, and when I was younger, I used to always be sneezing, but I felt like I was being so loud and I was like inconveniencing people, so I would always try to hold it in.
It's kind of an embarrassing thing.
Yeah,
you know?
so I'm always sneezing, and my dad's like, you have to like let it out. But he also told me because you could cause brain damage if you hold it in, and I think you could go blind. I don't know.
Something.
But he also told me the moon was made out of cheese, and I believed this until I was in 6th grade.
Well, I could see how you could see that. It's got little
You
holes
could?
in it. No, I mean, it's got little holes in it. Yeah, I mean.
Thank you.
We'll call Elon Musk. Ask him.
Thank you.
Yeah. I can see that.
This is why you need siblings, because he mentioned it to me once in passing, like a joke, and I believed it because my dad said it, and I believe everything my dad tells me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know, and I think as a child, you just take things for face value because you don't really think about sarcasm.
Sarcasm.
It's lost on me.
Dad needs a little funny moment today. Let's tell her that
I was the victim of that funny moment. I believe cheese was. Anyway. Oh, okay. What is something that scares you? It's like small spaces or holes or squids or flesh-eating bacteria.
Man, what scares me? Flesh-eating bacteria.
They can't use any of those.
Yeah, no. I don't think we were just talking about motorcycles. Like I don't think I'm not a motorcycle guy. I'm not ever gonna try. I think with the internet and TikToks and like all the social media stuff, I've seen so many people wreck on motorcycles and stuff. So I mean, even though I'm like an adrenaline junkie, I love doing kind of crazy things and the backflips and all that kind of stuff. Going that fast on a tiny little metal rocket does not sound great.
Yeah, that scares you. What about skydiving? You do that?
Probably not. Now that I've got kids, I used to be like, I'll do whatever. Now I got kids, and I'm like, man, they need me
You gotta
for a
stick
very
around.
long time.
Yeah, there was a story once where this guy, he was jumping tandem, and it was his first jump, and as he jumped out, his head whipped back, and it knocked the instructor out. It knocked him out because he hit his chin, knocked him out.
Too many things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
And he didn't know what to pull. He didn't know.
Yeah, you're not
so
allowed.
The guy
to,
was just out.
I think you're not allowed to pull it whenever they're in charge. So you're not allowed to pull it. So, oh my goodness.
Dude, no.
That's why I always say you should always skydive in threes. Have a backup plan. A guy behind you. That's what I've always said. So maybe if I skydive, I'll skydive in threes. Maybe 4s. We do a quadruple jump.
That's something. Skydive in threes. So
Skydive in threes. Always
wise words
skydive
of
in
Michael
threes.
Chandler.
Always double check and always skydive in threes.
Dude, man, can you imagine? My grandfather was a paratrooper.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah,
Thank you
man,
for your service.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a long time ago. You know, it's weird because you wonder what has changed about parachutes since the war. They don't tell you. How would you know?
Yeah, hopefully.
They don't really there's not a website that's like, hey, update on these parachutes from World War II.
Well, it's,
They work now,
Yeah, well, it's also like, there's a chair right there. And it's like, I trust that chair that if I sit down on it, it's not going to fall. But even if it does fall, no big deal. But it's like, hey, this piece of fabric that's connected to me.
I want to know.
Like, it's just fabric. I want to know.
What
I
if-
know the last 1,000 parachutes were good, but what about this one?
Like-
This one is mine.
For instance, carbon hoods on cars.
Yeah.
That's different. But we knew about that upgrade. Makes the cars go faster.
Yeah. Lighter, faster.
What do you think makes you an exciting fighter? What is it about you?
My willingness to engage, my willingness to throw myself into the fire, my willingness to make ill-advised decisions in a split second that may or may not work out to my benefit, and I don't care if they do. I think I spent so much time of my upbringing thinking about security and wanting security that my fight style is a way to combat that and also just express myself that I really don't care.
Yeah.
I really do not care.
Yeah,
And it's going to be fun
that makes sense.
every time.
Oh, I had something. You made me remember something about my childhood.
Did your dad play any other jokes on you?
No. My dad had a lot of funny jokes. One,
Dad jokes are the best.
what was it? Man, it was about Spider-Man. It was one about Spider-Man, Superman, and this girl that Spider-Man was having sex with.
How old were you?
I was older.
Okay.
It was older.
Okay.
I don't remember how that one goes, but
Well, there's some sex going on, so hopefully you're
no, something like
Superhero
no, it
sex.
was Invisible Man,
Invisible Man.
and
Oh,
he was this joke is already bad. I already botched it completely. But basically, the premise of the joke, this isn't going to be funny, but basically, I have to get it out now. The Invisible Man was having sex with this lady, and then Superman came and was like, oh, I have sex with her too. But he ended up having sex with Invisible Man because he didn't see him on top.
oh, okay.
So that's the joke.
That's tough.
It's
It's a tough day at the office for Superman.
I'm not, yeah,
day.
it was a tough day for Superman.
It's a tough day for Superman.
Anyway, what is something about the younger generation that baffles you?
Just the stick-to-itiveness and the accountability. You know, I think it's become so easy for people to show up late, not do the right things, and people get away with it. You know, there used to be something called a resume. It's like, or references and resumes. You know, now people can get away with whatever they want to get away with, and there almost is no consequences in the world that we live in. So part of it is not their fault. But I've got high hopes for our younger generation. I think they're going to be just fine. We just got to keep on loving on them, and then they got to keep on working harder and show some grit.
Show some grit.
Show some grit.
Just strap those broken Hennessy bottles onto your knuckles and you take on a pack of wolves.
Pack of wolves.
Yeah, you just
Liam Neeson style.
Yeah, you just into the fray. Everyone into the fray.
Everyone.
Everyone say it together.
Into the fray.
Into the fray. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this fighter?
Stipe, solid 9. He's got everything. He's got
good.
stud.
Solid.
Solid.
Solid Stipe. That's his new name. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate yourself as a fighter?
The old me, a solid 7. The new me, a solid 9.
9.
Because 10's impossible. It's like kind of like gymnastics. So I go solid 9, 9.2. No offense to Stipe, but 9.2.
9.2. I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah. Always
feeling
room for
9.2.
growth. Yeah, I like 9.2.
Feeling 9.2.
I mean, you can do 9.5 if you wanted to.
You know, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, you take it.
I'll take that. All right, I would give myself a 9.5.
Yeah.
Now
own
that I
it.
know you believe in me.
Amen.
9.5.
Amen. 9.5. Do you think other fighters would feel the same?
No, definitely not. But I do believe. I mean, a certain amount of them would. I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of fighters who look at the way that I fight and they see my attributes and they would put it pretty high up there. But you know, we're always either our biggest self-critic or our biggest belief system, and I believe in myself, especially right now, today, as we sit here before Madison Square Garden.
Love it. Last question. What's the weirdest DM you've ever gotten?
DM?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of weirdos out there.
There's a lot of weirdos out there, yeah. I mean, I just got a bunch of random people asking me for tickets, which I'm like, that's really, really weird that you would ask that, but that's not that weird.
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't know. I mean,
Any foot pics?
no. I think I have my pictures off where people can't send me pictures.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because I'm like,
I didn't know you
don't
could
need
do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Now I know.
And no, just kind of like your random hey dude, I would whoop your ass. Someday I'm going to be in the UFC and I hope you're still there because I'm going to whoop your ass. Like, all right, bro, what's your name? You know, so.
It always, like, talk about being baffled. It always baffles me when, like, everyday people think that they can, like, fight you guys.
Yeah.
Like, it actually has never worked.
No,
Yeah.
no, it would never work.
It's never worked.
Just like I would never be able to, like, you know, DM the biggest, you know, financial banker or the biggest.
Or the astronaut.
Or
like,
coder.
I'm gonna
and
get
be
to
like,
the moon.
like, I'll code freaking the next video
Yeah,
game.
I'm gonna
It's
break
like,
into the FBI system. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, true.
What do you think of Power Slap?
I love it. Number one, anything that the UFC puts their name behind is going to be extremely successful. I've been
production.
It's amazing.
It's good
It's an
production.
amazing show. Whether you agree with it, like it, think it's horrible, think it's awesome, go to a show and feel the slaps reverberate through your lungs and esophagus
It's
and
entertainment.
organs, and it's so fun.
It's like hacking up a lung in the morning.
It's like hacking up a lung in the morning, or letting out the biggest sneeze that you possibly can.
Just
It's
mucus-filled
Everywhere.
sneeze everywhere. You know, a lot of people, here's the thing that bothers me. A lot of people are like, oh, you only say that because you work for Dana. You're a shill for Dana. Man, you. This shit is entertaining.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. And the people that have that to say, they've never been there in live because it's an experience.
It's a very awesome experience, and it's fun. It's going to keep growing. So whether you like it or not, Power Slap's here to stay. Sorry.
Who's the most famous celebrity you have in your phone? Not that we. I mean, it's just funny to ask. Who's bigger, Mark Wahlberg or The Rock? It's a hard thing. You're like, I don't know who's That's
bigger.
hard.
It depends
Man,
on
what
who's
a
big.
flex.
But those two dudes.
What a flex.
Those are my dudes, man. Obviously, me and DJ talk about training and what we do, and me and Mark we talk about business, and he's been a guy who has supported for a while, and hopefully they're both there on Saturday night.
Mark's cool. He has an interesting sleep schedule.
Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm not part of the 4 a.m. club, maybe when I retire from fighting, I might join the 4 a.m. club, but for now, no. I'm too much, Bob.
He goes to bed at like 7, right?
Yeah.
7.
Well, probably. I mean, he probably stays up late sometimes.
He has it on his
wakes up-
shoe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So on his sneakers, the what is
municipals?
This? Municipals. So the sneakers, when he showed me, he took his shoe off, and on the sole, like the
The insole thing?
insole is his entire schedule, like his day schedule.
See, he's smart, man. He is a genius. Both of those dudes, they work. The reason I like them, and I think the reason that we're fans and admirers of each other is we're here to work extremely hard. So much more is you are capable of. If you see guys like that, I'm like, well, I know I'm not outworking The Rock, and I know I'm not outworking Wahlberg, so I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go. So.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, this was great.
It was. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for letting me have you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.